What are you guys working on?
Root cellar!
Roots? So show me. Now you told me that these are new and improved, because you showed me earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to back up to earlier.
Just gonna bring it off to the sun.
Explain this to me. What's going on here?
They're making little root cellars.
Making root cellars?
Yeah.
You don't just want to finish mine for me instead?
That would be fine, but I don't know how to do it.
Oh, you don't know how to finish mine? So what are you doing for yours?
You dig out a big hole, and then you start stabbing sticks into the ground across, and then after that you just start tossing rocks and sticks on, and then you just grab mud and rocks and you just toss them on, and that's how we're making them.
Okay, you want to give me a couple tours? Some of the ones you got here?
Sure. I have this one right here, and then on the other side I have one right here. That actually is like this big.
Yeah, how far does your arm fit in there? How deep is it? Show me.
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
It's down there.
Then you know it's actually good to have a earth bottom.
Yeah.
It'll help with the moisture.
I want to see if the rain will actually go through my root cellar.
Okay.
Even though there's a lot of dirt on there.
So that's what you guys are doing? You're just building?
Yes.
Bugger, you doing good over there too, man?
Yeah. And they're building trenches.
Okay.
So the water doesn't run onto...
Oh, like irrigation trenches, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. And now you're going to show me how they are new and improved. So this is sweet peppers?
Yes.
And you said they were so strong you guys could actually stand on top of them? Whoa, he jumped on that. Guys, they are seriously building these. Bugger, this one's yours?
Yeah.
Wow, can I see your shirt? Nice. Reminds me of another shirt I've seen before. And monster truck. Show me that. Show me that again.
This?
Yeah?
Okay.
Wow, you know what? That's exactly how we need to build this one. Why do we... So why do we need that one to be just as strong as that?
So because we're gonna have a lot of things on it, and so when people step on it, they don't fall in and hit it.
Yeah, what are we putting on top?
Concrete.
But for what?
For outdoor kitchen.
Outdoor kitchen, right?
Yes. My kitchen's on top of here. Just a couple minutes, I'll be done.
So I got work to do on the root cellar, but I'm inspiring the next generation, and in some ways, theirs are actually better than mine. Just saying. So to get back on this step project, I was recently asked a question, probably on the last video, I think from the Homestead, and the question was, putting together two of these, putting some concrete between them, leveling them out, and building up this way seems like a lot of work. The question they asked was, why don't I just use a single step? You know, a single step with a flat surface, put that in, another one on top of that, another one on top of that, and do it that way. There's multiple reasons. Number one is I wanted consistency to these steps that you wouldn't just get, considering these are some different widths. You know, this one's more like 5 inches, this one's more like 3, okay? So there's variations in the thickness of the concrete. Thank you, Bugger. Also, I wanted a consistency in them, kind of like comparable to a regular stair. If you go to stairs at people's houses, there's some steep stairwells somewhere. The one to our basement was in the house I grew up in. But for the most part, if you look, there's a consistency where if you show up randomly at somebody's house or somewhere, the stairs are very familiar to you. They seem to kind of follow the same type of pattern. The amount of inches they go over, the amount of inches they go up. is pretty consistent now. It's not hard for us after years of walking and climbing up and down stairs to adjust. Sometimes people have some nice wide steps, and it's a little different transition down, but your body adjusts to it pretty well as long as there's a consistency within those steps where they're all the same, width. Here, I wanted something similar that was not only consistent all the way up, but also comparable to a lot of the stairs people have previously used, especially because we'll be carrying canned goods down in here and bringing them back up. I also do plan, when I put the outdoor kitchen on top of here, to have a dumbwaiter down here, a system that I can lower down a whole thing full of jars or whatever. So if somebody runs to the basement, they come through the stairwell, fill your thing up, lower it down, they're standing in here, they empty it all out. When it's empty, they send up either some empty jars to fill up there. So we're processing and canning, preserving our food from our garden or from the wild if it's a deer, from our homestead if it's a sheep or something like that. We can a lot of our meat, or even maybe some carp. Love eating canned carp right now. I know a lot of people think it's a trash fish. That's just code word for don't eat that, I want it. Smells like tuna, tastes like salmon, in my opinion. And we've been enjoying that a lot of different ways. But say we're doing a bunch of that upstairs, fill some jars, send them downstairs here, put them away in our root cellar, send some empty jars back up, we'll fill those too. So that's kind of part of the stuff here. But the other thing with this is, let's say I only had single ones. If you notice here, for the distance we're heading up each time, it gives us a certain angle heading up. Now, if these were half or less, this stairwell would need to extend very far out that way, where I'm talking maybe 20 feet from the wall of here before these stairs finally hit the surface, if each step is only up that much. And that's if you keep kind of a similar width of each stair. On a flatter one, if we were going even further, we could be 30 feet out that way. So I wanted it to kind of be a more abrupt entrance, and with planning on putting a smokehouse right here, the stairwell here, probably with some storage from the back side of it, and then probably a thing to keep some hickory, small little woodshed here for just the hickory that we're going to be using to smoke with. Or as time goes on, we're pruning apple trees, other things, maybe apple wood, different stuff, but our smoked wood for smoking over here, I'm going to use this area, and it's going to be part of kind of a bigger, longer building. But that is kind of the long, roundabout way of answering why I'm doing it this way. So, flipping on where the bottom one's got the rough side up, top one's got the rough side down, put some concrete between there so they kind of hold together, make sure it's all level, looking good. And then I'm going to mortar in the ends of these so it'll look more like one solid stair. Each time I do that, I just want to get them all in first. Then I'll build the stairwells, backfill that, hopefully put the top on here, and then start working on the upper section, which is going to be cool. Probably do a couple things, bringing water in, bringing electricity in to the top part. I'm looking forward to it, and there's some really cool things with that project that, just because this has taken so long to do, it's given me a lot of time to think out, and then a lot of course, your guys' questions, comments, concerns, advice also provide some good insight for the whole project. So I still got to level this one out to get it to the right height. Got a concrete grinder here. I'll also probably be hitting it with a hammer and chisel. Got some different things I could do. Once I get that leveled, I'll put some concrete between there, drill through them, take some big spikes, drive them through so it'll tie through the top two, and then into the third layer. That's pretty cool. It kind of ties it all together, and work on getting up here. So I'm excited. Got to prioritize, got to get this done. I know some people too are like, well, you don't really need that done till the fall, do you? The harvest doesn't just come in the fall. I know that's a big putting up time for a root cellar, I get that. But there's going to be things like snake gourds that we'll probably be pickling. There's going to be things like Chinese red noodle beans we also like to pickle. Other things that we'll be putting in jars throughout the entire summer, because some of that produces for 3 or 4 months steady, and it just hits it hard. Another thing, I've got about a month and a half-ish until the carp starts spawning down at the lake. We're trying to finish up the rest of our jars of canned carp from last year. That was the first time we ever actually tried it. It worked. It was awesome. We liked it. So that's going to hit pretty soon here. It'd be nice to put them here. A lot of stuff under all of our beds, under other things. There's just canned food shoved everywhere. Some from the store, also stuff from that we're putting up. And in here too, it'll give me an organization opportunity. I want to put like the chalkboard paint on here, just right on here with chalk. This is the carp from 2021. And then when it all gets empty, you'll wipe that off and you put down whatever else comes in next, I want to start doing all that stuff. Also, we're approaching kind of this spring season where a lot of the savage storms are more likely to hit. So there may be some serious storms that we would like to have this, as also our storm shelter. It's not very safe right now. And then also for tornado safety. I would rather have this finished and have somewhere to run and hide and let everything be destroyed up top than run down in here, than not be able to run down in here and have all of us destroyed. We do have somewhere better to be as believers. I do not plan on making it out of this world alive, but to avoid an unnecessary foolish death when it does need to happen, it's just kind of preferable. The longer we're here, the longer we can be used here to encourage, inspire, help, guide other people, that type of stuff. So rather not just die foolishly for no real reason. That's where we're at. hopefully the wind ain't too bad, but this is one of the more thought-provoking things about this build and then working around this stone. I'm thinking of just kind of having an L shape for the next layer. Having it come across there and over here for the bottom one of the two, and then putting one on top of that. Or I can try to take that down. It's not too bad. I might see if I can chisel it down. Just gonna throw this chisel in there and get started, and then I thought, that's a stupid idea. Yeah, I shouldn't do it that way. I'm gonna get some measurements, I'll cut a piece and fit it in. And this is like the only trouble area. Everything else is fine, it's just this rock is my issue. So I'm gonna get rid of my issue a different way, not this way. You know what? Not really this indecisive. I'm just going to take a little bit off the edge. Not because I really want to, you know, chisel this away, although I do a bit. But that way I can have a straight measurement of a 6-incher running over. That'll give me a better measurement. It varies quite a bit. It varies quite a bit across here, so I'm just gonna take off a little bit, so if I run one 6 inches, it'll fit the whole thing. across because bigger.
It's a dead one.
I bet they will. Flat, so all that is just knocked down, I was gonna take it down to the level. So I gotta stay like that, take it to the rest of it. But don't hit nothing on the edge. Just let it bring back like that. Yeah, one panel, so it was stepping and flatten that one. Not so bad,
I did watch them. I just dropped it in there. It's okay. It's okay, baby. It's okay.
and then once you scoop the stuff out, run up and down it a couple times to make sure it works. Don't slide in the sides, son.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, grab your bucket and run up the stairs. And come back down without the bucket. There you go. So I decided to use up some more of that concrete that I had out here rather than put it away. I'm just gonna kind of level this, and then we'll flip the next stone, put it down on top, and continue on from there. But that might be it for this one. I think I got a couple of rainy days, so I'll have to take a pause on this. That way at least I got a valid excuse. But looking forward to getting this done. I think I only got 2 more that I'm actually gonna do, and I'll be out the top. So that does mean I'm probably gonna have to go collect a little bit more resources, but we'll get there. I'll see you guys next time, right?
Pepper out! Little Pepper's out! Pepper out! Thank you for watching! Hit the like button! Thumbs up!